Imagine a cyclist who not only conquered the world's toughest mountains, but also paved the way for an entire continent in a sport long dominated by Europeans. That's Lewis Meintjes, the South African star, who's just announced his retirement after an incredible 13-year professional journey, with his final race set for Il Lombardia on October 11, 2025. If you're new to cycling, this news hits hard because Meintjes wasn't just any rider. He was a pioneer whose quiet determination changed the game for African athletes, and now he's stepping away from the spotlight, leaving fans wondering what his legacy truly means in a sport full of flashier personalities. The news came straight from his current team, the Belgian outfit Intermarché-Wanty, where Meintjes had some of his brightest moments in recent years. At 33 years old, this understated powerhouse from South Africa has earned deep respect in the peloton. That's the main pack of riders racing together for those just getting into the sport. His career highlights include smashing barriers for African cyclists and securing the best ever overall finishes in Grand Tours for anyone from the continent. Grand Tours, by the way, are the 3-week mega races like the Tour de France, Giro d'Italia, and Vuelta a España that test riders' endurance like nothing else. Meintjes' standout achievement? His 7th-place finish in the General Classification, or GC, which ranks riders by total time over the whole race at the 2022 Tour de France. For beginners, picture this. The Tour is cycling's crown jewel, a grueling 3,500-kilometer trek across France, with brutal climbs and sprints. That result wasn't just a personal best for Meintjes, it was a historic milestone for his team and all of Africa, proving that riders from outside the traditional powerhouses could compete at the absolute highest level. As a true Grand Tour expert and trendsetter, Meintjes lined up for 20 of these epic events over his career, building a name for himself as one of the steadiest climbers around. Climbers, for the uninitiated, are riders who excel on steep uphill sections where the race really sorts the contenders from the pack. He notched top 10 overall finishes 5 times, 3 at the Tour de France and 2 at the Vuelta a España. And here's a moment that cycling fans still talk about. In 2022, he came agonizingly close to winning a stage on the legendary Alpe d'Huez climb during the Tour, only to be edged out in a dramatic photo finish by Tom Pidcock's daring descent. It's the kind of near miss that captures the heartbreak and thrill of pro racing. But later that same year, Meintjes got his breakthrough moment with a well-deserved stage victory at Les Praieres in the Vuelta a España. This win wasn't just about crossing the line first. It echoed around the world, solidifying his spot among the top mountain specialists and inspiring countless young riders back home who saw someone like them succeeding on the global stage. What makes Meintjes' story even more compelling is his role as a trailblazer for African cycling. His adventure in Europe kicked off as a young teen, competing with a youth squad in Seraing, Belgium, before going pro with the MTN Quebeca team. He burst onto the scene early, snagging the South African national road race title at just 20 years old. Then in 2013, at the UCI Road World Championships in the under-23 category, he grabbed a silver medal in the road race, finishing just behind Matej Mohoric, marking the very first time an African rider had ever stepped onto the podium at a senior worlds event. For context, the Worlds are like the Olympics of cycling, drawing the planet's best for national team battles. By 2016, riding for Lampre Merida, Meintjes turned heads at the Tour de France, duking it out with brothers Adam and Simon Yates for the white jersey, awarded to the best young rider under 25, and wrapping up 8th overall. That year, he also claimed 7th place in the road race at the Rio 2016 Olympics, further establishing himself as a beacon for African talent in a sport where representation from the continent has been scarce. Things got tougher during his stint with Dimension Data, where injuries and inconsistencies tested his resolve. But Meintjes bounced back spectacularly when he joined Intermarché-Wanty in 2021. In their kit, he rediscovered his peak form, winning the classic Giro dell'Appennino, a hilly one-day race that's a climber's delight, and finally nabbing that elusive Vuelta stage victory. These successes showed his resilience, proving that with the right support, he could still hang with the elites. And this is the part most people miss. While Meintjes shone brightest in the spotlight of solo mountain battles, he was equally valuable as a selfless team player and quiet leader. In the high-stakes world of pro cycling, where tactics can make or break a race, he often put the team's goals first. Take his key support for teammate Biniam Girmay at the 2024 Tour de France, for instance. Meintjes helped pave the way for the Eritrean sprinter to become the first black African to win the green jersey, awarded to the race's points leader. His low-key style of leadership, always professional and team-oriented, earned him admiration from peers across the peloton. In an age of cycling packed with explosive prodigies backed by massive budgets. But here's where it gets controversial. Some argue Meintjes never quite got the superstar hype he deserved compared to flashier riders, partly because of cycling's Eurocentric biases. Is that fair? Or did his own reserved personality play a role? What do you think? Has his trailblazing impact been fully appreciated? Or is African cycling still fighting an uphill battle for recognition? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear if you agree he was underrated, or if his quiet legacy is exactly what the sport needs more of.